welcome back, or welcome for the very first time to Worms and Warriors. We're here with Grand Tactician The Civil War, heading into episode 11. So in today's episode, I want to look at the army organisation. As some of you will know, if you follow the series along, we've just unlocked one of our projects. That being the organisation reform, meaning we can now have armies with corps in the field, which is a great advancement actually on where we were before that. So with that in mind, this is going to be an organisational episode, probably only that. I mean, I don't think I'm going to also fight a battle or anything like that. So this is for the people who want to see the behind-the-scenes sort of stuff that I do between episodes. So more or less, right? So we've got 3 theatres. The Trans-Mississippi, of course. I just need to check the sentence. I think that's better. I think the music was a bit loud. I was cutting over the top when I was talking. So we've got the Trans-Mississippi area, so we're going to have an army here. We've got this kind of central region where we've got Kentucky and Tennessee and then Mississippi and Arkansas, places like that. Well, Arkansas is Trans-Mississippi, but like it kind of falls under the same region, if you like. So we will have 3 armies, possibly 4. And when I'm saying armies, I kind of mean like departments. So we're going to have the Department of Kentucky and Tennessee. We're going to have the Trans-Mississippi Department. And we're going to have the Eastern Department, and it's going to be the Army of Northern Virginia, like as it was historically, and they're going to be like the administrative body of our forces in Virginia. At the moment, that is here under Lee, as you would expect, I guess. Now, at the end of the last episode, I just kind of plonked these guys in together. So what we need to do is we need to organise 3 decent corps. At the moment, we've got Beauregard, and we've got Joe Johnston, and Magruder in charge of the 3 corps. And those 3 corps in the east are based around these areas. So we've got Magruder and Winter Quarters here next to Beverly. Then next to Manassas, we've got the other 2 corps. We've got the Eastern Virginia Corps and whatever it's called, the Shenandoah Command or something like that, Shenandoah Corps. So we're going to rename those. That's the first thing we're going to do. So let's get back up onto this military tab. Let's click on Beauregard's Corps here, and we're going to call that the 1st Corps. The 1st Corps. Joe Johnston's force, the Shenandoah Corps, is going to be the 2nd Corps. And then we've got Magruder here with the Western Virginia Division. We're going to just call it the 3rd Corps. So it's a pretty straightforward setup. We haven't really got enough cavalry to warrant us having a cavalry corps just yet, but when we do have, we'll put Stuart in charge of that. You will have to excuse my throat. I've still got this throat infection going on. It's really playing havoc with my voice. Okay, so we've reorganised these guys. We've got the Army of Northern Virginia. We've got the 1st Corps. We've got the 2nd Corps. And we've got the 3rd Corps. Now, Joe Johnston's been doing pretty well as a commander here, as has Beauregard. So they are both going to move on to Army Command, I think. Longstreet is a Brigadier General and a Division Commander in this Corps. So instead, we're going to promote somebody, and I think we're going to promote Edward Johnston. Look at his stats. He's only a colonel. We're going to promote him up. So first thing we're going to do is get a new brigade commander into the 5th Brigade. And that commander is going to be Brigadier General Henry A. Wise. I mean, he's not exactly a solid appointment, but he did hold army command for us. He's from Virginia, and he's a political officer, and this brigade is also from Virginia. So I'm going to put him in there. I hope I don't regret it. So that's now Wise's 5th Brigade. That frees up the guy we wanted to put in here. So let's replace Longstreet. With Edward Johnston. Johnston's now our division commander. He's been bumped up to Brigadier General. Hasn't done too much to his stats, that's okay. Beauregard, let's get him replaced. And we're going to replace him with Longstreet. So Longstreet has the 1st Corps for us. Nice. He's a Major General now as well. Doesn't seem to have done anything to stats. Sometimes they change once that gets going, if you know what I mean. Once you start pressing play, they will change. Probably. Lee's gone up to Lieutenant General from his rank of Brigadier General before. Since he's an Army Commander now, that bumps him up to that. Joe Johnston. Now, let's put Jackson in there as he was historically. His stats are beasting already, so I'm happy with that. Who can we promote? Let's see if there's anybody in here who looks like they could do with promotion. D.H. Hill. He could be our division commander. Yeah, let's replace Hill, who commands Hill's command, funnily enough. Okay, let's replace Hill. See if we can find a decent colonel here. Baylor? Nah. Maybe Pickett if he's available. I've just done his little... Ah, there he is. Let's put Pickett in there. I've just done Pickett's 60-second biography, which I enjoy doing those. So if you like that kind of thing, check it out. Okay, so Pickett is now in charge of Hill's command, but we'll rename that... the Virginia Volunteer Brigade. There we go. Jackson will replace him with Hill, if we can find him. There he is. Daniel Harvey Hill. So Hill's now got a division. I'm sure he's pleased with that. And let's replace Joe Johnston with Jackson. Nice. For now, I'm quite content to leave Magruder in charge of this 3rd Corps. If you've got any other ideas on that, do let me know. But I'm quite happy to keep Magruder in there. I quite like Magruder. He's an underrated kind of commander in the war. And we may well beef this 3rd Corps out, actually, because they are probably facing substantial enemies in the Western Theatre there. Anyway, so that's that. That's the Eastern Theatre sorted out. This is going to take a bit more in the centre. So in the centre, I was kind of thinking we'll have the Department of Tennessee and Kentucky. And that's going to incorporate this little depot, this little recruiting force, and the Army of Tennessee under Albert Sidney Johnston. So that's what I was thinking. Let's work on that then. So let's make a new force. So we're going to create a new army. We're going to do that in Tennessee. It's called the Army of West Tennessee, but like I say, I'm going to change that. Let's put Joe Johnston in charge. I don't really want him there yet, but I'll sort that out in a minute. So what I always do, I'll create the army and then I'll just transfer the guys in that I want in there. So we want a Bragg's force. It might not remain Bragg's force, but Bragg's force for now. We want the Western Recruiting Depot, which I'll rename. And we want the Army of Tennessee. In overall command of this, I actually want Albert Sidney Johnston, I think. So let's replace him. I'm going to replace him with Patrick Claiborne, one of my favourite Confederate commanders. Benjamin McCullough is going to get this command. So he's now the division commander in there. Whoops. So we've got McCullough in there as the division commander. So Albert Sidney Johnston is going to be replaced as the corps commander. I'm going to replace him with Claiborne, like I said. So that's Claiborne's corps. Overall command, I want to go... Whoa, how come Sterling Price is Lieutenant General? It's going to go to Albert Sidney Johnston. Bragg's force here, I'm going to replace Bragg because I don't want Bragg in charge of that. That's going to be Joe Johnston. So, I know this is just a corps level, but I'm still going to call it the Army of Kentucky. We're going to call this the Reserve Corps. And Claiborne's army is going to be the Army of the Upper Mississippi. I just thought I'd change it up a little bit. I'm sick of it always being the same thing. And this is now going to be... So this is going to be the Department of Tennessee and Kentucky. Chalmers, is he going to keep control of this? Yeah, I think so. So we've now got Major General Patrick Claiborne. I mean, I'm sure his stats will take a little hit, but I'm quite happy with that. Chalmers, Chalmers can stay there. It's just a recruiting unit, really. And then Joe Johnston. So this is a nice setup here, I think. Now, what about the Trans-Mississippi? We've got 3 armies in this area, but like this one is actually part of this. It's the Army of the Upper Mississippi. So we've actually got Van Dorn's force here, which is our main force in the area. And Pemberton's recruiting troops. I mean, they're going up towards Rolla at the moment, but let's go ahead and create ourselves a new one. So I want a new force in Arkansas. It's annoying that that's made him a lieutenant general, because I don't want him to be there. I'm going to give that to Beauregard. So Beauregard's got the theatre control. Actually, well, maybe not. Let's get these guys in here. Army of the West. That's fine. I think we can live with that. Let's move them closer up to the front. However, I think maybe I don't want Beauregard there. I want maybe Van Dorn should have that command. You know what? We'll leave Van Dorn where he is. Van Dorn can command this army. Beauregard has got overall command. And I've just renamed that the Trans-Mississippi Department. So the Trans-Mississippi Army I'm going to rename as well. It's going to be the 1st Trans-Mississippi Corps. And we've got Pemberton's Trans-Mississippi Reserve Corps. So, not that many men here, but now it's looking a bit more organised. The armies on the map will look a little bit more organised. I'm just going to press play a second, just let time move on a tiny little bit. Yeah, so this is now all organised here. So, the Department of Tennessee and Kentucky. We've got the Army of Northern Virginia. And then we've got a couple of little other forces spattered about. These haven't quite worked out yet. They're still in as separate units here. The Trans-Mississippi Reserve Corps, for example. But I'm sure this will sort itself out soon enough. So in the east as well, what else have we got there? So we've got the Virginia Recruiting Depot and the Hampton Division. So we could create another unit here. Pendleton's already a major general, so I could replace him with someone else. Put someone else in charge of the Hampton Division. These dudes are atrocious, I think. Yeah, look at the stats on them. No, Shaver's not too bad, but let's put Wofford in charge there. He's alright, isn't he? He's a political officer, but he's okay. So Wofford's now got the Hampton Division. So let's make another force here, another army in Virginia. So we're going to have 2 different forces. Pendleton, that's fine. So who we got left then? Army of Virginia. So I'm going to rename that. Department of Richmond. So this is kind of a reserve force in Virginia. So the 1st Reserve Corps and the 2nd Reserve Corps. I feel quite nicely organised now, so that's looking pretty cool. I'm just going to move time a little bit. One of the armies is on the march up here. The Army of Iowa, heading towards Milwaukee, it looks like. Oh no, they're heading south. Well, anyway. Officer rehabilitated. Moses J. White. Right, good news. Weapons delivered. 32 12-pound howitzers have been delivered. Excellent. So, time has moved on a little bit. The armies have started to organise themselves a bit more in here. In our list. So, it makes things a little bit more manageable. So that's that for our organisation. This is our army organisation. This is what it's going to look like. If you've got any thoughts or ideas on that, do let me know. And once we get to the next episode proper, hopefully we'll see some more action. Although it is winter now. It's the 2nd of December. We've got a few weapons now. At least we'll have them to give out. We've got, what do we have there? 8 10-pound Patriots, not bad. Almost 3,000 Mississippi rifles, 1,000 Plains rifles, 4,000 Springfield muskets. Yeah, that's not too bad. So I will organise those into the armies, and I hope you enjoyed this little kind of organisational episode, which is just like it's an extra episode. I'll do the actual real episode next Monday as usual. So if you caught this one early, good on you. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you're having a great day, whatever you're doing. And again, if you're new here, why not hit subscribe, follow the series along. If you like historical content and gaming, then you're in the right place. And you could do a lot worse than to subscribe to this channel. Liking and subscribing really helps small channels grow. So it would be awesome if you would take a second out of your time just to hit like. That'd be really kind of you if you did that. And again, like I say, if you have any ideas, do pop them in the comments. And I'm happy to engage with people, and obviously we'll talk things through. In terms of strategy as well, if you've got ideas, put it in, let me know. Just before I go, we'll have a quick look at the front lines. Look how awesome that's looking. This little blue blob's still annoying me. We'll hopefully be able to get rid of that. But St. Louis now in our control. Southwest Missouri is in our control. Rolla will hopefully be soon added to that once the Trans-Mississippi Reserve Corps gets up there with its 3,300 men and can hopefully take out this fort and capture the depot at Rolla. That would be ideal. So we've got Albert Sidney Johnston now based at Nashville. The Army of Kentucky under Joe Johnston in Louisville, and in the Reserve Corps down here, as well as the Army of the Upper Mississippi under Claiborne right up here at St. Louis. So that's pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to the next one. I hope you are too, and I hope I'll see you there. Have a great day, whatever you're doing. I'll catch you in the next one. Ta-ra for now.